Welcome to our digital live event organized by Prysmian Group South Europe. I'm Coralia Caravello, Talent Acquisition and Employer Branding Manager for South Europe. And together with me today, I'm very pleased to introduce you to my colleague Gladys Mathieu, HR Director for France, and Carlos Carlata, Chief Commercial Officer for Italy. This is a great opportunity for us to present our company, our business, and share with you the opportunity that we have to offer a career with us. And also, we will have the opportunity to share our recruiting programs that we offer both to young graduates, professionals, and experienced ones. So let's start, and let's start with you, Gladys. You are now HR Director in France, and you had been covering many positions in Prysmian Group in the past, also in different countries. Could you share with us your professional journey in Prysmian along these years?
Yes, sure. Thanks a lot, Coralia. And happy to meet at least virtually the people who have joined this event today. So I would like to share with you one slide, first of all, sorry, I have just a small issue. Okay, sorry. Just to give you some information about my career path and especially my career path in Prysmian. So as HR manager, I have 20 years of experience in HR, and I'm married. I'm the lucky mother of a daughter who is 13 years old, and I have joined Prysmian 12 years ago. And I have to say, it's a long but passionate journey inside this company. In fact, my daughter was 1 year old when I have joined Prysmian, and I'm really proud because I have been able to manage professional and also personal life. And to me, it was crucial to be able to manage these two things. And Prysmian gave me this chance. So it's really something really important for me. Then regarding my career path, I have joined Prysmian 12 years ago as HR in different plants in France. I have been able to work also in different businesses because in France we have different businesses like telecom and also energy. And in 2016, I have had the proposal to go in Milan to work in Prysmian Corporate. And it was really an amazing experience because here I have been in charge of performance and talent and then in charge of the Prysmian Group Academy. This international assignment has been really the best experience in my life because working outside your comfort zone with people coming from different countries, with a different vision, languages, culture, it's really something that helps me to grow and also to be a little bit more confident in my career and to change my vision of the world. So for me, it was really the best experience. Then, after 5 years in Milan, I came back in France as HR director. So I came back in 2020. And in France, I'm in charge of HR for around 3,000 people. We are around 3,000 people in France. We have 10 plants. And this is really also something really very interesting because we are working with people in R&D, manufacturing, sales, different function and different vision. This is really what I like in Prysmian, the fact that we are working with very different mindsets. If you can see on my slide, my favorite motto is never stop learning. And I think it was really what happens for me in Prysmian because I've been able to continue to learn with my family. And this is something crucial, but also learning from others and learning from my boss. this is also something I can see every day, and I have always seen in Prysmian. If I can share something with you, before joining Prysmian, I was changing company every 3-4 years. Now in Prysmian, I don't need to change company because I have already changed 5 times of job. I have already have 4 different bosses, and each time I have learned a lot of things from my boss. So this is what I'm looking for. Then, as I told you before, I have moved from HR plant manager, then working in HQ, in corporate, and then coming back as HR director. So I have also the impression to have a real career path and also to be able to make my mark in Prysmian and working in team with my colleagues. And as I hope you will be able to see it, we are also having fun in our job because for sure we have difficult situation, but it's always in a very nice way of working, a very nice way of interacting with the other people. And this is great, honestly. I don't know if, Coralia, you think it's clear? If you have any questions.
Thank you, Gladys. Yes, it is indeed. And I think that you mentioned at least some of the key words, key drivers of our career in Prysmian. So you had been so good in combining the private life. You are a mom, you are a wife, you are a professional, you grow up in the career, and you mixed up also international experience, having a great benefit of all the culture you had been in contact with. Yes, indeed. So this is my answer to you, and thanks for this great example. So coming to you, Carlo, you are now Chief Commercial Officer in Italy, and you, as Gladys, has a long career in Prysmian Group and in different countries too. Could you share with us your career in Prysmian, Carlo?
Yes, Coralia, thank you for having me in. Thank you for this question. My professional journey at Prysmian, it's a long story. I've changed responsibilities, colleagues, bosses, languages, countries, position in the matrix, and competencies at least 7 times in 22 years. So the company has always been the same, but I've radically changed my challenges over time. During these years, I've covered industrial positions. At the beginning, I have an engineering background. So my start was in the industrial world. I was plant manager. But then I moved to business. This was a great challenge for me, and I've covered different positions, both on operating countries and at corporate offices. You know, all in all, this is a long run. You start with ambition, with enthusiasm, but also you have fears, you have doubts, you have highs and downs. You learn on the way, provided that you can listen and humble, understand all the time. I think the key word is resilience. It's not all a downhill or even an uphill path, but what makes the long run difficult is that you can't predict where the obstacles are, and typically they don't appear when you are prepared to overcome them. Let me tell you an anecdote from the past. It was 2003. I was recently appointed plant manager. I was 27, so you can do the mathematics. I was abroad, I was in Spain, and the very second day of my experience there, somebody knocked my door. It was the union representative, quite a mature man, smoking cigarette. At that time, it was still allowed, seems impossible now. He jumped in and straightforward, he said to me, look, we do not rely on you. We think you are not the adequate person to cover this position because you are too young and you are a foreigner. So, well, I said to myself, Carlo, there are 2 ways to react to this situation. One is to desperate. The other one is to be humble and to find a way to let them understand that the reason you are here and how you can contribute to give value to their job and their future. And this was the case, and I'm happy to share with you that 20 years later, I still receive WhatsApp messages for Christmas from some of them because we remember very good times. But also there are moments of great satisfaction when you develop important projects, like I can recall the Cortina high voltage link for the Alpine Ski World Cup that we did on time, and it was possible to go live with these important athletics events, or the Italy-France high voltage connection between our countries, 320 kilovolts link. This was made also by South Europe. So it comes to a point, Coralia, where you are not only proud of belonging to this organization, but you feel you are part of it and you contribute every day to make the company as it is. So all in all, I would say a very positive balance after 22 years. Thank you.
Thank you, Carlo. I think that you as Gladys have touched what is very relevant to work in Prysmian in terms of ethical approach, resilience. You mentioned resilience, and to be passionate, to have energy, never give up, and also to see opportunities when sometimes others see obstacles. So thank you very much, Carlo. I have another question to you both. What motivates you most working at Prysmian for so long, day after day? What's your inner motivator to keep going for so long? Gladys, you first again.
Thank you, Coralia. I would say a lot of things. My main motivation is Prysmian is also working for an international company. After having working in Prysmian, for sure, I will never go and work for a company which is not international, because it's something really important for me. As I was saying before, working with different people is something really important for me. Diversity is something really key for me. And and you feel it in Prysmian. In Prysmian, you feel that you are working with people coming from a lot of different background, a lot of different culture, and it helps you to see something different and to grow. It can seem really obvious, but it's something really present and very important in Prysmian. Then the opportunity to grow. You know that in this company, if you are working, if you are, as Carlo was saying before, resilient, you will have some opportunity and you will be able to grow. And this is not the case everywhere. So it's something really, really crucial. And not only to grow, but also in Prysmian, you can have also the opportunity to change. I mean, to change completely what you are doing. No, so you can work in HR, for example, and go and work in commercial. We have some example on it. I have had also a very recent example of an assistant who are working in sales, and she will go and work for accounting. So it's something that is possible in Prysmian. I'm not sure this is feasible in a lot of other companies. And then the people. I'm really motivated because I like the people I work with, and I really like this sort of diversity, patchwork of people, and also you feel part of a company. So you feel part of something which is not only colleagues, but also friends, also a sort of very big family. Prysmian is an Italian company, and everybody knows that family is important in Italy. And you feel it in Prysmian. This is international, but also Italian, and you really feel part of a company. So this is also something that motivates me every day, for sure.
Thank you, Gladys. This is really something that we always remark. A DNA Italian company with an art that beats all over the globe. So this is something that we are very proud. So, and for you, Carlo, what motivates you most day after day?
Well, Coralia, this is also a very nice question. I'm happy to answer. Look, my personal understanding of motivation is that one person cannot be motivated by another person. One person can be eventually demotivated by another person if he or she finds a disappointment and can lose motivation. But what other people in the company and outside the company can do for you is to give you inspiration. Then it's up to you to find your personal motivation, what I like to call your why, the reason why you do that special effort every single day. As I said, I've never got bored in Prysmian because of so many different challenges. But I can tell you that my motivation has evolved over time. It has not been always the same. And I recognize that I've made special efforts to pamper my motivation, to make it actual over time. I remember I had a strong motivation when I moved abroad. It was my first time. And I wanted to challenge myself and to prove myself I was able to integrate into another cultural environment and to be effective with different people. Diversity, again, as my colleague Gladys said. But there was another period of time where my motivation was to learn specific competencies, technical competencies, to prove myself I could stand with more experienced colleagues than I. I recall I was highly motivated when I moved from the country operational companies to the business units, a corporate role, which comes on the other axis of the matrix. This was a challenge because the standpoint is totally different, even though the common goal is exactly the same. And then, now I'm motivated to take profit of all this experience and network and the ability to influence processes and decisions and to feel part of the high-level strategy of the company and the region. As I said, there is not a unique answer from my side, but in Prysmian, you can find the many reasons to find your personal motivation that can be different from your one, but I think it is fundamental to find one. And inspiration is there, guaranteed. Thank you.
Thank you, Carlo. And I think that we can interact a little bit with our audience because I just saw a question addressed to you. I think it's the right time to ask you. The question coming from our audience, and I would like to thank who put this first question, who break the ice, was for you. What was your biggest challenge and how did you move through it?
Well. This is not easy to answer because I could tell you tens of challenges. But if I have to choose one, I think that it was January 2006 when I was called by the Spanish chief executive officer at that time, and he said to me, surprising me, "Look, Carlo, I think you have spent the first 6 years of your career in the manufacturing area, and I do think you have to move to business. Look, I'm graduated in aerospace engineering from Politecnico di Milano. For those of you who understand the logics of the Italian education, it is extremely rigorous, academic, a bit poor on pragmatic skills, but very strong as far as the standards, the academic concepts and the competencies. So having developed 6 years in the quality manufacturing operational area of an industrial company, a long-lasting manufacturing company, more than 1 century of history, I was fully convinced that my path would be industrial. So that January of 2006, I remember very well. I was astonished. I couldn't even think rationally. And so I went home and I thought to myself, hey, but if this gentleman, who I respect a lot, thinks I'm ready to move to the other side of the moon, there must be a reason why. And then I started to rewind my recent past when, yes, I was, of course, challenged and concerned by all the industrial parameters and how to exploit efficiency every single drop of the day. But then I realized that I displayed behaviors of interest on how the whole machine works, how business has an impact on the manufacturing arena. And so I understood that it was my fault who gave some inputs to let them choose this challenge. And I remember the first day I met a customer, Coralia, I was scared. Like in front of a dragoon. Then, I mean, time has proven that that gentleman was right. I find even more satisfaction in this area, but probably it is because the company has offered me the opportunity to have that industrial background and understanding business from a broad perspective. Thank you.
Thank you, Carlo, for the memory that you share with us about your biggest challenge, one of your biggest challenge. I think that you have many, as you said. Let's now move to some more information and business highlight that you may suggest to our audience. I think that they are very curious to know how to get a job in Prysmian, South Europe, or Prysmian Group, and what they can do to have a career with us. So I have a question. I will start with Gladys first. Gladys, what makes our programs, I mean, the main recruiting programs that we have, meaning the graduate program and the program addressed to professionals, STEM it, Sell it, and Summit, what makes these programs so unique? Why do you think our programs are a great opportunity to grow? And what other opportunities we offer to the new colleagues, and how can they join us?
Yes, so maybe we can start with the graduate program because it has been the first program we have launched inside Prysmian. So it's quite a mature program, I would say, because we have started it in 2011, so almost more than 10 years old, and we have the 11th edition right now, so it's something completely already quite mature. So during the graduate program, for example, people are starting with. This is a program which has been built with the Bocconi in Milan. So for the people who don't know this school, this is really a very famous business school in the world. So it's something really important and a big partnership for Prysmian. The company and the Bocconi are working together since years, so we know each other very well. And Bocconi is able to customize a lot the program we have. So this is something great. So during the graduate program, the people will have some courses with the Bocconi. So it means courses in terms of finance, in terms of supply chain, in terms of marketing and so on, strategy. So this is something which makes a difference because in fact, when you are young, when you just have been graduated, you have a lot of knowledge, but sometimes not exactly the knowledge the company needs. So it's a way also to help people to have the right knowledge to be able to succeed inside the company. So this is the first things. And I'm not sure all the company are able to offer to the graduate such a program because in fact you will start with job rotation. So being able to work in R&D, in operation, in sales. So as I was saying before, in Prysmian, you are able also to change what you are doing and you are not working always in the same area. So it's good to have also this job rotation to see exactly what you like the more, because maybe you have done some engineering studies, and when you do the job rotation, you understand that you are made to work in sales or in other functions. So it's something really great. And I think the best part of the graduate program is that then after you have an international assignment and you are going abroad in a different country with a real mission and taking a real position with some challenge. And so this is a graduate program, and I'm really proud of this program, because to me this is something which is important. Then after, we have also developed some program for professional people. And here we have, because in fact, we have seen that in the company, we need to have also people with different experience. And for that, we need more senior people who have already worked in different businesses. So to be able to attract them and to make them successful in Prysmian, we have also created some program. So the last one is STEMIT. So STEMIT is for people who want to work in different area of technology. And we have also SELIT. As you can see, we are not so innovative for the name, because we have always the same structure for the name of the program. So we have STEMIT, SELIT, and SUMMIT. SELIT, of course, for sales, and SUMMIT for financial position. What is in common for all this program is that you have always a mix between experience on the field. So it means that you are coming with your background. You will learn a lot of things inside Prysmian, and in parallel, you have also courses with different business schools and with different schools everywhere in the world. For example, for SELIT, we have a partnership with a school in US, also with Singapore Management University. So it's also a good way for people to have these experiences, and also to have consolidation with some more with big business schools. So it's something really, really great. So this is the main programs we have. And then, of course, we are also hiring a lot of people without any program, in fact, for spot hiring. So this is also a good way for joining the company. And I would say we have a lot of positions to cover, mainly in sales, in R&D, in operations, so also in different areas. Then, even if you are not part of a program, we have something really important inside Prysmian. As I was saying before, I have been in charge of the Prysmian Group Academy, and this is really a great asset, because it's not something we have everywhere. And honestly, I have been really proud to work in the academy, because here we are developing program for people working in Prysmian, a very dedicated program. In fact, there is no cable schools. So if you want to work in a cable company, you will have to learn what cable are, and also how the company is structured and what is the culture of the company. And for this, we have developed the academy. In the academy, we have different pillars. We have the manufacturing academy. We have also the business school, and also some virtual training. So this is something we have put in place, and especially it's important for people who are joining us in spot hiring, because even if you are not in this kind of program, you will be able also to have some dedicated training. Then we have also, and to me it's something really, really important, is that we have also 3 main values inside the company: drive, trust, and simplicity. This is the 3 values of the company. They have been chosen by the employee in 2018, just after the acquisition of General Cable. And this is what is driving us in the life, so in our professional life. So drive, because we need something important to take decision and also to know where we want to go. trust, because it's important for us that people are working in a fair company, and also diversity is something that has been developed a lot this last year, and we have also some target here to ensure that women are also able to grow inside the company, to take executive position, and we would like to have people everywhere in the company, not only in finance, in HR, but also in R&D, in the manufacturing, and really on different areas. And simplicity, because as a lot of very big companies, sometimes we are a little bit complex, but it's really important also to explain and to find a way to be a little bit more simple. So, as you may have seen on our website, we have a lot of targets, especially for 2030, with the Women in STEM program. So, as I have shown you before, we have a dedicated program for STEM, STEMit, and we would like to have a lot of women joining the company, especially on technology function, because it's not so easy to have people in this kind of position, and we need also women, because diversity is really part of the DNA, and it's important to have women in different roles. We have also some target to reduce inequalities in term of salary, of course, but also to have a social impact on the everywhere. So it's something in our target. Of course, we have some target for environment to reduce the scope of emission. Digital inclusion, because we would like also to have people always more agile in digital area. Gender balance, as I was saying also before, and also to work on sustainability and energy transition. This is really our target for 2030. And as you may know, in Prysmian, targets are done to be achieved. So for sure, we will need to achieve this target. And maybe just also to close on these topics, for sure, if you join Prysmian, it's something really great is that you are able to grow, as I was saying also a lot of time before. So you will be able to act and to make your mark on different areas, as you can see also on this side. Thank you, Cory.
So Gladys, thank you very much, because you had been through a lot of information for our audience, and I think that you got one of the main points, one of the main curiosity, because we had a lot of questions in the chat. The majority of them, and I will move the slide where you collected the majority of the questions, are about the graduate program. Mm-hmm. I'm happy to give an answer together with you, Gladys. Some people ask when it is the right time to apply for the graduate program. So we are happy to say that every year we started among July till November to have the application open. So you can apply in that time frame, July, November, every year. This moment, the applications are closed because we are going ahead with the recruiting process of those people who already sent our application. Gladys, what they ask is if the job rotation take place in different countries or in the same country. So this is something that we can easily answer.
Yes, so the job rotation is taking place in the home country. So in fact, you are recruited in one country. For example, if I take my example, you are recruited in France, and you then after you have the job rotation inside France, and then after you go abroad. And you go abroad, but you can go abroad working in manufacturing, or you can go abroad working in sales or supply chain and so on. So you have also different functions where you can work. But the job rotation is in the home country. And to me, this is really important to have it in the home country because To do a job rotation, it's easier if you do it also with your mother language. So it's really better to do it in your home country in order to have the full vision and the full knowledge then after to be well prepared to go abroad.
Yeah, thanks Gladys for the clarification, and I'm also happy to reinforce the message that every year we luckily have a very huge number of applications. We are very happy to put everyone towards the recruiting process that have several steps, an online assessment for those who pass the first step, and then a digital assessment center, and then for those who move ahead again, interviews with the business manager, and then final interview with the HR and line manager again. So this is a long process because, again, we would like to offer this opportunity to the right people, so to people that can start this amazing opportunity, this amazing journey. So another question, Gladys, I would address to you before moving to Carlo is what kind of profile is the ideal one for Prysmian Group?
So I think, yes, the question is a global one. It's not for one program, I think. So for Prysmian Group, for sure, the international mindset is really crucial because if you want also to grow inside the company, you will have to go abroad somewhere in your career. So international mindset is really crucial. After, I would say also resilience, because you will have also a lot of challenge and a lot of opportunity, but you need also to be quite resilient to be able to succeed. Then probably curiosity, because it's really important to be also curious and to understand what the other functions are doing, because everybody is working with the other. So you don't have manufacturing area working inside manufacturing. Manufacturing will need to work with R&D, will need to work with supply chain, with sales. So it means that you will have also to be focused on your customer and to understand, to be really to understand that you have external customer, but also internal customer. And this customer is really key for Prysmian. So I would say international mentality, mindset, resilience, and customer centricity.
Very good profile, not impossible to be achieved, Gladys. So thank you very much.
Sure not. For sure.
Yeah, for sure not. Yeah. So just let me also add that the graduate program is open to every kind of background for people who had not been graduated more than 18 months since the degree or the master degree. So this is the time frame that we consider. We are receiving a lot of questions about the graduate program, and again, happy to give you answers and to let you know more about our program. The question for Carlo is a question about any additional tips that we could share with our audience on how to get a job in Prysmian. I mean, there is something that is the tricky way to get a job with us, Carlo?
Wow, I only experienced once in my life getting a job at Prysmian, so probably I can't even recall. But, of course, you need to cause a very good impression the very first time. And nowadays, impression is not wearing a nice dress or a proper tie, but being solid to display honestly and transparently your personal motivations. Again, the topic of motivation comes again, and to show enthusiasm to learn. To be humble, but to be also solid in your statements, usually gives Prysmian a very nice impression at the beginning. This is what I can experience from hiring people in these years. Then, I mean, once you are in, you have just started, you know? And at that point in time, I think we have even overcome the concept of team working. The concept now is networking. It is absolutely important that at the time you start learning competencies and understanding the structure, you build your own personal network, because it will come to a point sooner or later that you will need others. You will need others to sponsor your ideas, to execute your instructions, to help you in understanding some mechanism that is unclear for you. You will need to rely on those people who also rely on you. So trust is key, but the network is yours. And in a 20,000 people company, 30,000 people company now, Prysmian, it's fundamental to build a network of credibility and trust.
I think that these are really significant tips, and as you said, it's personal, and I think that everyone can discover their own tips along a career. So thanks, Carlo. I echo some other questions. Some of them are asking if we do have a maternity policy in our company. Yes, we have, and I'm happy to give the answer to you, Gladys.
Yes, so we have a maternity policy inside Prysmian. For sure, it depends also on the country you are coming from, because at the beginning we have also put a maternity policy to ensure that at least we have the same level of condition everywhere in the globe. But we know also that we have some countries which are more advanced on some topics. So on this. So it can be a little bit different from a country to another country. But as I mentioned before, having women working inside Prysmian is really crucial. This is a high priority for the company. So for sure, we have developed a lot of things for women. We have also developed a lot of things, I would say, for the family, because a few years ago, we do not have, for example, so much remote working policy. Now it's part also of the culture of the company, and it's something that can really help, because if you don't need to take too much time to go to work in the morning and to come back in the evening, it's something really, really important. And then, of course, we have developed, but I would say, yes, we have a maternity policy. I will not go into details, because it's really something which is also very linked to the local culture and the local policy.
Thank you, Gladys. And we have another question, if we offer a virtual internship. So I think it is in terms of the opportunity to have an internship working remotely. This is something that we can understand, and over to you for the answer, Gladys.
Yeah. Yes. So at least for my perimeter, we don't have official offer of virtually internship, because also for us it's really important for intern to be able to spend some time and to understand the culture of the company. So it means also spending time with the boss and to be present inside the company. Then after, for sure, we can arrange also something also to ensure that for people who are far away, for example, for the office, we can manage this situation. But to me, it's also really important to be supported by your boss or by your mentor to help you to grow. So if you are too much distance, it's a little bit difficult. I don't know if Coralia, maybe you have some different experience in other country, but
Yeah, no, Gladys, this is something that for sure we are all having an experience with. Of course, working remotely allow us to do the majority of our job, luckily, and we discovered in the last 2 years that we all had been able to keep going in our activity, promote new projects, new activities. So this is definitely a lucky situation. But as you said, and I totally agree with you, for some other activities, it's quite hard to stay constantly remotely. So that's why we encourage with the safe rules. Prysmian is very, very taking care of all the safety rules. But when it is possible, we encourage people to work together again in the workplace, because working in the workplace has a meaning, has a value, and has a great benefit. However, for time being, we are working from home, as we are, for example, in this moment. As you can see, Carlo, Gladys, and myself have a background that doesn't sound exactly like an office, but everything is working properly. So thank you very much for your answer, Gladys. So
Maybe just, Coralia, maybe just to have something, because it's not exactly related to internship, but it's to me related to virtual. Something that has been developed a lot in Prysmian is also the virtual training. Because as I was mentioning before, we have a Prysmian Group Academy, and to me it makes also a big difference. And the Prysmian Group Academy doesn't stop during these 2 last year with the situation with the COVID and so on. And they have developed a lot of training virtual. And to me, it's really something really important for the employee, because they have been able to be trained and also to have a lot of training also virtually. So sorry, Coralia, to interrupt you, but I think it was something quite important also.
No, thank you, Gladys, because I think that you touched the training that is definitely a value for us in Prysmian. And I would like to pass over to Carlo again, because we mentioned our recruiting program, the Sell It for the salespeople, the STEM It for people who are interested in the STEM area, so science, technology, engineering, and maths, and Summit, people interested to have a career in finance. Carlo, do you want to say something about the training that we offer inside these programs?
Yes, Coralia. I think all these training programs that you have mentioned, the recruiting program, they have some points in common. They make them unique and special. First of all, the selection of candidates. It is very well done under my viewpoint, because of the competencies, the education profile, and the motivation of people coming with us. I've been mentoring graduates for the last 7-8 years probably, and I've met very interesting people. So the selection is a very first important filter. The training itself is what I like to call the fit for purpose training. You know, Coralia, I've also been lucky to participate a master training program outside the company, an MBA from Instituto de Empresa, Madrid. And it was a wonderful experience to meet different people and to open your mind to concepts that sometimes are very deep, but also a bit far away from your industrial experience at Prysmian. So on the contrary, the training programs that we have inside, they are designed for Prysmian, and they are made for Prysmian. I can recall some business cases which title is Prysmian. Wow. So it's really focused on our needs, and the tools and the competencies given at these training courses can be applied the next morning. So extremely pragmatic, as we are, Coralia. So I think they are very good tools to get a fast payback out of them.
Yes, indeed. Thanks, Carlo. And there is someone from the audience that just scouted immediately your LinkedIn profile, Carlo, I think live. And they are asking us, how does your background as an aerospace engineer, Carlo, fit with your current job? Tricky question, I like it.
It does not. I mean, of course, it has a lot to do with the change of motivation over time, I think. At the time I was young. I was fascinated by aerodynamics, and I'm still. And I made the decision to become an engineer, first of all, and then to study and to understand better all the fluid dynamics phenomena. This was my preference at that time. The basis, you are an engineer. So, I mean, the competencies are common with mechanical and electrical engineers with less specialization in some areas. So it does fit as far as I'm an engineer. Aerospace does not fit with cables. But still, I mean, it's a passion over there.
Passion, energy, Carlo, I would add, and also the mindset. I think that this is a very great example that we are happy to share with our audience. So I thank you very much, Gladys. I thank you very much, Carlo. I think that more than 1,000 words you for the model that you are, the experience that you share, your career, and as we used to say in Prysmian, we walk the talk. We describe 2 examples of the people that are working in Prysmian, and to give examples on how to grow in Prysmian Group. This was our intention at the beginning of this webinar. This was just an highlight, a flavor of our company, our group, and our South Europe region. So I really wish that this could represent a stimulus to get to know more about us and to apply to have a job in our Prysmian. We are open, and please follow us on our social channels. If our audience would like to reach out us privately on our email address, feel free to do it. It was a great honor and pleasure to stay with you today from our side. Thank you very much. Gladys, Carlo, over to you for thanks and greets.
Thanks a lot, Coralia. Thanks a lot for all the people who were here today. I hope we have shared a little bit of passion for our job and our company, because it's something really we are feeling every day. So thanks a lot to all of you, and of course feel free to reach us if you have any doubt, any question, even off the LinkedIn or so on. Feel free to reach us. We are here. Thank you.
I also thank you, Coralia, for having me in. I thank you, Gladys, for this nice teamwork with distance. I also thank the audience for listening to us. We have probably missed the empathetic visual contact, but through your questions, I think we have had the chance to exchange impressions and also ideas. As you have seen, we are a pragmatic company focused on priorities and results, but we are also a company based on passion and, why not, emotions. So I would ask you to spend your last 2 minutes of webinar watching the video I'm going to launch. And goodbye and good luck for your career, and hopefully we can meet